Hi, welcome back to In the Kitchen.
I'm a mother of four, it's really busy and time is tight. I was able to return to college because of the Community College Opportunity Grant, a free tuition grant. Hudson County Community College changed my life.
The college community made me feel like a person, not just a number. The Community College Opportunity Grant covers additional costs while keeping me debt-free. I'm building a new future at Hudson County Community College.
Today I have a really good show for you. Yes, a really good show. First thing I'm going to make for all of my vegan friends and all of my vegetarian friends, guess what I'm making for you? I'm making black bean and chickpea burgers. That's right. I made them a few times before. I just wanted to get the recipe together and it is really, 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 really good. You are going to enjoy that. In addition to that, I have a guest. Again, I told you we are taking a segment from the show every time we film to bring a guest on. We had Chef Claude Lewis. He was the Chop winner for May 2019. Excellent show. We had Anthony Spirito, getting tongue-tied here. Anthony Spirito, he came on and he did his chicken with mushrooms and a white wine sauce. Superb. Everyone loved the show. Everyone. Today, Mexibeastbbq is coming on and he is going to do some chicken lollipops. He is known for his barbecue food. Known for it. Well known. And he is coming on in the next segment and I'm gonna show you how he makes them. They're really, really good. I made them once before, but his is better than mine. Okay, so in the meantime, before you start watching Mexibeast, his name is actually Chef Steven, but he goes by the name Mexibeastbbq. You can find him on Instagram. I'm gonna start sauteing in my handy cast iron. I took it off before because this little burner I have here is, it is very powerful. It is very powerful. In the meantime, I have to have what? My wine. Okay. Domaine Del Riviere. Okay. Let me get a sip of this for you, everybody. And I hope everyone is in the best of health and doing well. Remember to wash your hands, okay? All right, so I have some salt. This is the ingredients that's gonna go. Let me move these back a little. In the burger, the black bean and chickpea burger. I have some salt, pepper. I have some onion that I cut up real fine, just real fine, not minced, but just really small. Green pepper, let me make sure this isn't too hot. Green pepper, some fresh garlic, which I love. Some, what is this? Some jalapeno pepper. Yes, some jalapeno pepper. Love it. And one of my favorites, some shallots and smoked paprika. Okay, the first thing, let's start off by adding our onion. Ooh, this is gonna be good. You're gonna love this. Our green pepper. Yep. You know, you like to hear the sizzle, right? Some shallots. Shallots is good, especially with mushroom. If you're sauteing some mushroom, do some shallots. You hear me, some shallots. And let me tell you, it just enhances the flavor. All right, and I have some jalapeno pepper. You know, we like it a little kick to it. So, as you can see, I'm working on these. Now, when you do this, you don't want them to burn. You just want them to turn just a little translucent, okay? The worst thing you can have is burnt shallots and onion. Now, I told you that I have some fresh garlic. I usually wait until the last minute just to add the garlic, because I found in the past I'd add garlic and what happened? It ended up burning and then ruin the whole dish. So you have to be careful with the fresh. That looks good. Here we go. Let me give it another twist. Oh yeah. Oh, I can smell those shallots. I love shallots. Oh, they're so good. Garlic. This is really going to bring out the flavor for our burgers. I can turn this up a little. Before I had this up and it started to smoke, that's why I had to take it off. Okay, yes. This is looking good. Now, when we come back, I'm going to let you look at Chef Mexibeastbbq do his thing. But when we come back, we have our black beans and we have the chickpeas and we have some oats, just some dry oats. That's going to help pull it together. Also, we have some breadcrumbs. That's going to help pull it together. And we're going to add some smoked paprika. Now, the only other thing for vegans and for you vegetarians, some people, they do not like egg, okay? You can leave out the egg in your recipe when you do this, because you have the smoked, you hear me, the smoked. You have the oats. This is one package, you know, the regular oats in a little package. That, and you have the breadcrumbs, and that's going to help pull it together, okay? Then I'm going to take the beans and the chick, put them in the bowl. I'm going to mash them with a fork or use my handy mashed potato presser, or you can take them and put them in a food processor, but you want to have some of the little chunks of the beans and chickpea. You want just little chunks of them, so when you make the burger, you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see later on what I'm talking about. But in the meantime, here we go. Oh, and I forgot. I'm adding some garlic chili sauce to it. That's gonna really pick it up. You probably say, garlic chili sauce, oh, that's hot. And then I already have the, I already have the jalapeno pepper. We like it a little spicy. We like a little, oh, this is looking really good. All right, so I'm gonna let that do its thing. And I want you to sit back, relax, and watch Mexibeastbbq on In the Kitchen. See you when you get back. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to In the Kitchen with Chef Rene Hewitt. That's me. I have the pleasure of having a young man from Washington State. His name is Mexibeastbbq. I found him actually on Instagram. I was just scrolling through and I saw some pictures and I saw this food and it was barbecue, and you know, we all love barbecue without doubt. And I said, let me contact him and see if he would like to be a guest on the show. And we met previously and it worked out. So welcome to the show, Chef Steve, if I might call you Chef.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me. It is an absolute pleasure and an honor to be here with you today.
Oh, thank you so much. Can you give my audience just a little brief thing about you and, you know, how you got into barbecuing?
Absolutely. Well, I just consider myself a backyard barbecue. Thank you so much for acknowledging that I might be a chef, but you know, I just cook for my friends and family, and it's been a great hobby for me. I cook on a Traeger. That's my source of cooking, but I really just always grew up having a desire and a passion and a love for cooking. I grew up in a family that both parents worked, and so I had to cook for my brother and my sister, and so I just really enjoyed it. But it wasn't later until about 5 years ago that I discovered smoking meat. I've always been a propane guy or a charcoal guy, and cooking outside, but and hot and fast on the grill. I'm growing up in Southern California. But somebody said, hey, you ever tried smoking meat? These Traegers are really cool. And my wife bought me one. I'd never done it before. And I really got into enjoying it, and really found that it was therapeutic for me, because smoking meat is a long process.
It truly is. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
briskets take 12 to 15 hours, pork butts, ribs. And so I really realized that it was very therapeutic to cook and prepare meat, and to watch it go from stage to stage to stage. And again, watching my friends and family just really enjoy what I cook. And so that's really how it all started. And again, just honing in my craft and figuring out what I like and what I don't like, and what are my favorite things to cook, and what things I enjoy. And that's what today's about, is cooking for you. One of the things that I just love to cook for my friends and family.
Yeah. So when it comes to barbecue sauce, I know that you have a choice that you use, but have you ever tried to create your own? Whereas I did, and it took me a few times, and I think after the third time, I said, let me add some molasses to it, because that's going to make the barbecue dark and thick. Have you ever attempted to make your own?
Absolutely. I think every cook or chef or barbecue guy has always attempted to just create something of their own, right? Their own style, their own unique flavor. And I'm the same. You know, if I cook for an event, I'll dial in my own recipe that I have, that I love. And same thing with seasonings and rubs. You know, you make things that you like and you enjoy. But I just have a great opportunity to cook. There's so many different flavors, so many different companies out there that you can try. And I just have an opportunity to work with a lot of these companies. And so for cooking day to day, every day for my friend, like I said, for my family for dinner, I just use a lot of companies. I like to test their rubs out and their seasonings and their sauces. But yeah, I've had the ability, and I've done it before, and it's come out great. And that's the beautiful thing about cooking, right? It's creating something new, creating something that you love. And it's so unique to every region or state or area. What's good up here in the Pacific Northwest is different in Texas, and what's different in Texas is different in North Carolina, or different in the Midwest, or different on the East Coast.
Yes.
That's the beautiful thing. You know, my way is not the best way. My way is not the only way, but it's what I do and how I prepare for my friends.
Yeah, and some of them are vinegar based. Some of them are a mustard or a tomato sauce base. I think in Texas, their barbecue sauce is more wet. It has more liquid to it, whereas here, our barbecue sauces are thick. You know, we like that thick sauce. I guess that tells us the barbecue sauce is going to be really good because it's thick. But then when I watch some of the barbecue shows, and it's down south, I believe, and they had these in these big drums, and the guy was putting the barbecue sauce on with a mop. And the first time I saw it, I said, a mop? What's he doing? But that's the way. And the barbecue sauce was very, I could use the word watery. I'll use that word, watery, too. So what are you going to fix this evening for us? I know my viewers is probably saying, what's barbecue? So Chef C, what are you going to do for us this evening?
So when you give me the opportunity, you know, one thing I was thinking is, what can we make that anyone can make, whether they're on a budget, whatever the equipment they have. Some people are like, well, I can't smoke meat, or I can't do this recipe. So I just thought, why can't we take something that I cook on my smoker or my Traeger, but really it's so versatile that you can cook it in your oven, a toaster oven. You can make it in any kind of a grill, propane. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a smoker. So the recipe I did today is chicken lollipops.
Yes.
Yeah, so delicious. It's taking something that's ordinary and elevating it to a level that wows your friends and family. And when you cook it and you present it, you know, taking something ordinary that anyone can cook. Drumsticks you can get at your local grocery store. They're very budget friendly, and but taking them to another level. That's what we're going to do today. So we're calling them chicken lollipops.
Lollipops. Yes.
We're going to show the process, the step-by-step, and how you can make them at home.
Okay, let's get started. I'm excited. Actually, I'm going to have a sip of wine with that.
Yeah, we got to give a cheers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
That's good. So what do we have?
So these are just straight from I got these from my local butcher. Again, they're very inexpensive. You can get them at your grocery store, a family pack. But what we're working with today is just your ordinary drumsticks that you just find at your local grocery store. Many of you seen them like this. You throw them on the grill. And again, they can be boring, ordinary, and we're just going to take them to another level. So what we're going to do right now is we just got these out of the refrigerator, and they're nice and tender. And what we're going to do is you're going to take the skin, and you're just going to make sure it all comes down, unfold it.
Yes.
Making sure that it's covering the meat. And the tools for this project is very simple. You don't have to necessarily have everything I have here today. But again, the more tools you have, the easier cooking becomes. We're gonna have our chef's knife that is gonna help us cut and flatten our drumstick out. We're gonna have our boning or fillet knife. This is a boning knife that we're gonna use to French the bone. And then a regular, just ordinary pair of culinary shears. If you have scissors, wash them, clean them, sanitize them. It just makes, again, the more tools you have, then the easier the task is. And so we're just going to take this chef's knife.
And one of the most important things when people are cooking is to sharpen their knife if they can every time they're going to do major cutting, such as what you're doing, because you want that knife to be very, very sharp. You don't want it to be dull. You want a sharp knife as possible. Yes. Okay. That looks good.
Yes, you want a sharp knife. So what we're going to do is we want this thing to stand up. That's our goal, because a chicken lollipop is going to be a lollipop. Like I said, we're going to try to eat this like a piece of candy. And so we want to make sure that we get the presentation right. And so what we're going to do is there's a line right here above this bone. Now this is going to take a little bit of muscle. Some cut easier than others, but you're going to find this line here and you're just going to cut across that line. So see how easy that was? Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're hard, but the goal is to make that stand up just like that. And so you're going to play with it a little bit. But
when I was doing it, I found that I had to cut a little bit more just to make it sort of like flat. It takes a little playing around with.
And again, you can get as detailed as you want with it. You can cut a little more if you need to, just to make sure you got an even surface there. That's really the goal.
And so I'm sure my viewers can see that your knife is very, very sharp, and that is so important. Not just cutting with the chicken, but anything else that you cut, that you work with in the kitchen. Oh, look at that. That's perfect.
Yep, perfect. So then we're going to take our boning knife, and what we're going to do is we're going to separate the skin from the meat right here on the drumstick. And so right here is a transition where the meat ends. And this is really useless. We don't eat that part, but in here is a lot of tendons and cartilage and bone. So we're going to take our boning knife, and we're at that transition point where the meat and the fatty skin. You're going to do your best to cut through as evenly as possible all the way around, and you're going to separate that, and you can see all the tendons in there, and the different muscles, and there's a bone in there. So you're just going to work.
That tendon can be a little tough at times.
So you're just going to scrape and work that up as best as you can. And we're going to deal with those little tendons here later, here in a minute with those scissors. But the goal is to try to get that up. And you're going to work that skin over that knuckle. And you're going to take a dry paper towel because, again, it's just about handling it properly. And this is, again, it's going to be a little tug, a little pull, and this is going to help because it's slippery. And you're going to pull that skin off and pull those meats off.
I'm sure my audience is looking and seeing how easy it is. I think sometimes people will buy, let's say, the chicken thigh with the skin on, and they're trying to get that skin off of the chicken. Take a paper towel, and it helps pull it right off the bone.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And then you have all those loose tendons here, and this is where we're going to do a little bit of cleanup here. We're going to take some of those tendons off. We're just going to trim it up. Again, we're just making it nice and clean there. And there you have one done. Again, you can go as detailed as you want, however nice you want, however much time you want to spend cleaning those up. But that's one done right there. And so we're going to clean up this next one again, just to show you how how it's done here. Our scissors over here. And then we're going to follow that knuckle again. And again, it just depends on the chicken. Some are easy, some are tight.
Yes.
You're gonna take that
Again, right through it. Oh yeah, perfect.
Like you
Perfect.
said,
Yeah.
sharp knife is, so you got, see how you got this loose skin here? We can take our scissors and we can just kind of trim that up a little bit. Again, it's all about presentation. You know, one thing I was told is you eat with your eyes first.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And so again, as for me, for my Instagram photos, I want those things to look beautiful and delicious. And we're gonna take that transition there. We're gonna cut around here. Again, just separating those tendons and that muscle and those bones there. We're gonna clean that up, scrape it. Again, this takes time. Sometimes you're not gonna get it to lay flat right the first time.
They just have to take their time doing it, especially for the first time. You know,
Well,
no
like-
rush, you know, be careful so people don't cut themselves trying to do it, you know. Mhm.
Yep. And you're good. Again, practice makes perfect. It's like anything else. You know, you didn't ride your bike good the first time. Your first steak didn't come out the best. Your first turkey burned. So there's a lot of different things. So there's a second one.
I remember my first steak.
Oh, do you?
Should I tell you it was tough? But many years ago I cooked a duck.
Oh, okay.
And the only thing I noticed from it that it had so much fat. But outside of the fat, it came out perfect. I tried it again, it did not work. I think I was lucky the first time.
Oh, wow. I've not done duck yet, so that's on my list of things to do. You know, I have a list I take because as I'm inspired by other cooks such as yourself. I've gone onto your website and watched your videos and seen different things, and everyone has just a different technique and a way of doing things. And their favorite recipes, and so and I like to experiment. Like I did deviled eggs one time on the smoker.
You did what?
Deviled eggs on the smoker.
I'm making deviled eggs tonight. Isn't that a coincidence?
Yum. Those are my absolute favorite. And again, just playing with different recipes, different methods of cooking. It becomes challenging and fun. And so, and that's the cool thing about cooking is you can just take something and make it your own and your own way.
That's it.
There's no right or wrong.
And I think people get an impression, and which I did in the beginning, that when a chef is working on a recipe, that it is his recipe, but I found out that it's not necessarily so, because that recipe somebody else could be making in a restaurant, and he decides he's going to make it, but he puts his own twist to it because he might add something to it, or he might take something away from it.
100%. You know, we're all inspired, you know, and there's nothing that's been created under the sun that's new. Everything's been changed and just modified to fit what you have.
Oh, those look good. Look at them.
So here are the three that we just finished up right now. And again, it took about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes to do 3. If you had 6, it'd take you 5 minutes. If you had a pack, now we're going to season them. And so one of the things that I like to do, I'm looking for my duck fat spray. I'm gonna get off for a second. All right, so we're gonna spray this with a binder, and all a binder is you want this chicken to stick to something. You want the seasoning to stick to it. So I'm using duck fat spray. It's a great spray. You can use olive oil, you can use whatever you want, but I'm just gonna hit this with a light coat, just so that, and I'll wash that here in a minute because I know I touched it with my gloves, but I just want to.
You could always wash it off, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna rinse it off here.
We don't want what is it? Salmonella poisoning.
Yeah, exactly. All my tools I rinse and wash off after that. But we want a binder. We want the rub to stick. So I'm going to take this glove off here because I'm going to touch my seasoning. And so what I'm using today, again, when it comes to seasonings and when it comes to rubs, there's so many options. You can make your own. There's sweet, there's savory, there's hot, there's peppery, there's garlicky. there's lemony, there's so many different options. But when it comes to pork and when it comes to poultry, I love sweet. I love that kind of sweet note. I love a pop of red. I love a lot of paprika.
Oh yeah.
And so today we're using our Traeger pork and poultry seasoning. It's just a great overall. It's going to give a great color. And again, when we season these, we're going to season them liberally. So we're going to start up high, and that's because we want to get an even coat of seasoning on everything.
Yeah.
When you're up high, you have a little bit more control on how you
And
season.
and for our viewers, make sure that the cover is on tight.
Exactly.
It happened to me, and I didn't make sure. I don't know if it was garlic or whatever it was, and I went to sprinkle it on, or with somebody in school or someone I know, and the whole cover came off. And
Oh no,
it
yeah.
was full.
So this has two sides.
Yeah, so then you got to try and take a spoon to get some of it off or pat it dry. I think when I initially did that, this was way before I went to culinary school, I just took the meat or whatever it was and put it underneath water and washed it off.
Gotcha.
And then
Yeah,
started
so-
again.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure. Now that you know, you're probably double checking that. But this has a sprinkle side, and it has the wide side if you wanted to dump it on there as well.
Yeah.
So we even coated them. Now at this stage right here, we got some great coating on here. You're gonna go fire up your grill. You're gonna go fire up your Traeger. You're gonna preheat your oven. And what I'm cooking at is 350 to 375 for about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna cook these at that temperature to render that fat out. I want that skin to render out, as these are really fatty pieces of meat. And what I'm looking to do is my first temperature I'm shooting for internally is 175.
Yeah.
So when I hit that temperature is when my next step of saucing these is going to be. The cool thing about drumsticks is that you can take them to 200 degrees. They're a very juicy, fatty piece of meat. So it's gonna be hard
That
to
and the
drop
thigh.
out.
And the thigh.
Yep.
The drumstick and the
dark
thigh.
meat. Yep, the
Yeah.
thighs and the drumsticks, we can push a little bit harder. And there's also a preference here. You'll see people that will put a piece of foil around these so they don't burn. I tend to find out that's not necessary for me. But again, it's all, you can do however you want with your experience. If I'm using a charcoal or a wood type of a grill, I probably would, because that's going to burn a little bit hotter. But in the oven or on the Traeger, there's not a direct fire on these, so I think it's a little bit.
I think if I were to do it, I would let the chicken cook a little so the bone is not raw, and then add the aluminum foil at the end so a person could hold it.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure,
something
100%.
like that. I mean, that's my choice. Yeah.
So right now, as you can see, I've seasoned them. They've been sitting here for about a minute, and they're already starting to sweat out. See how the moisture of the meat is starting to come out? That means that seasoning and that duck fat is adhering. Look at the sweat marks around around there. And so that seasoning is really sticking on there really good.
And they're standing really good. Look at them.
Thank you. Yeah, so it takes practice. Sometimes you get them and you go like this and they fall over.
It happened to me, Chef. It happened. And what I did, I looked in the oven, and if the other ones were standing and this one was going this way, I'd take it and turn it around so it can lean on the other one to stand up.
Yeah. And so, so at this point, you're firing up your grill, and these would go right on in the oven, air fryer, toaster oven. As long as you had room, you can put them, like I said, in your convection oven and get those going in stage one. So these are ready to go onto the grill.
They look good. They look really good.
And that will take us, I know I'm off screen here, to stage two. So these would hit once, you see my little paper here. I always put a towel under my
a wet towel,
board, just so they don't slide around. So here we are at stage two. This is what they look like when they would come off the grill.
Looking
stage
good.
one,
Looking good.
175. You see the bone isn't too bad there. It's not too dark. It's not burnt.
No.
And
it's good.
but you can already see the way they look, right? And so now stage two is saucing them. So what we're gonna do today is you can make your own sauce, you can do whatever you want, but we're gonna use one of my favorites, and it's called Best Damn Barbecue Sauce.
I think, Chef, that you have my address, right?
I have your address. I'll have some bottles sent to you. This is a company that's local to me up here in my region, and they have 5 sauces that are absolutely phenomenal. mustard sauce, a sweet sauce, a pineapple sauce, very hot and spicy. And this one is more savory. That's what I tend to go to. My kids and my family, my wife, they love sweet, but I like savory and heat. So that's what we're going to do today. And one of the best
there's not too many companies out there that make a good barbecue sauce. I saw one company, they made a barbecue sauce without sugar.
Oh, okay.
No sugar in it. And my videographer, he's from Mexico, or I should say Mexico, and he said where he's from, if they had barbecue sauce, it wasn't sweet. And he said he hates the stickiness. I said, well, that's how we eat it. You know, licking the finger.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's good. And also Decline Hawaiian. You know, I think you've tried their barbecue sauce and I've tried it, and their barbecue sauce is really good also. Okay, so show us what you're going to do, how you're going to do this with the lollipops.
Yeah, so normally most people will put it on straight out of the bottle, brush it on with the brush, and that's a great technique too, but I'm about presentation. So what I like to do is preheat in a pan my barbecue sauce. When I put it on warm, it tends to coat and cover a lot better and a lot cleaner. And the second thing I do is I like to dunk. I don't like to brush. So I preheated some sauce in a bowl, and basically when I'm dunking is I just get the whatever I'm using and I get it in there and then take it a spin and then coat it out real nice.
Look at that. Wow.
Looks so good just sitting there. And then, this one's about to fall because I got probably sauce underneath it there. You don't want to participate with me right now, huh?
It happens. Oh, there you go.
The next one, same thing. You just take it. I'm not going to wet the bone. I'm just going to do the meat. So give it a little shake. There's no brush mark. There's no streaks. Just nice and clean.
And the glaze on it is perfect.
Oh yeah, the glaze on it is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And there you go, beautiful chicken lollipop. So now that these are coated very nice, again, no streaking, there's no glooping, there's no globs.
Now that barbecue sauce is actually thick. They might have used maybe how could I say, molasses in it. Does it have molasses?
I'm not 100% sure in it. Yep, vinegar molasses. It doesn't.
Yeah, there you go. That molasses is so thick. And then when I was making the barbecue sauce and I put the spoon in and took it out, I mean, you wipe it, you could see. I mean, it was one time I put a little bit too much molasses, but I said, I'll be okay.
Yeah. So now at this point, they're at 175 degrees internal. We're gonna go put them back on the grill because we want for 15 or 20 minutes because we want we want that barbecue sauce to set on and get a nice finish on there. So we would take these and we would take them back onto the grill and get those coated. And then after 15 to 20 minutes, this is what we would have. They would be tacked up real nice.
And it still has that glazed look to it. It doesn't look dry or anything.
No, it just that glossy look is what you're going for right there. And so so that's what you would do.
The one on the left hand side, the one on your left hand side, I have a drone. It's on its way.
We'll have it sitting here for you. It might be a little cold by the time you get here, but.
Oh yeah, those look really good. You did an excellent job.
Yeah, very delicious.
Excellent
the skin's
job.
right through. Pardon me while I bon appetit while I take a bite.
Looks really good. I know your cameraman is saying, "Oh, don't eat them all."
So for your next party, event, family dinner, gathering, whatever it is, you take these, you can put greens around and put them on a platter.
Oh, sure.
Bring them in. I'm gonna tell you what, your friends and family would be in awe.
Oh,
they're gonna say,
yes.
wow, look how talented you are. And it took you 20 minutes to get these prepped.
And plus, I would make a little cornbread on the side.
There you go. Absolutely. You can pair it up with mashed potatoes, homemade mashed potatoes and gravy, sweet potatoes, whatever it is. And so, these are things I cook for my friends and my family. and we love them. And again, they're so easy to handle.
Yeah,
Super
the
cool.
kids would have fun. You just wrap it around, and they'd be going around and like, oh, you have any more? You have any more?
Well, when you make something like this, then you have permission to eat with your hands, right?
That's right.
So
Because some people want to cut it with a knife. I'll be telling them, give me that knife.
Yep. I've seen
your
people eat pizza with a fork, and so.
Yeah. Well, I want to
yeah.
thank you. I want to thank you so very much for taking the time to spend with us and show us your talent. I knew something was there, and we get along really good, and that's the most important thing. Is there anything that you would like to end with?
Yeah, I just first of all say thank you to you. It's great getting to know you, that our paths have crossed and we have an opportunity to connect. Hopefully those that are watching today learn something fun that you can share. And I would just encourage you, if you cook these or you put them on your Instagram page, I would love you to tag me, Mexibeastbbq on Instagram. I would love to see how you created and presented them for your friends and family. That would mean the world to me.
That's it. And I thank you very much. And here's to you.
Cheers.
Well, thank you everybody for coming and watching Chef Steve. He is considered Mexibeastbbq on Instagram. And I thank you all for being here. And once again, Chef, thank you so much. And we will see you again. I'm going to bring him back so he can fix something else on the grill. And of course, I'm going to be jealous because I don't have a grill. No, I just have it.
It would be an honor to be back. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. And you have a wonderful day. And thank you, cameraman, also. Okay?
You too as well.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. I told you. Didn't I tell you? He is good. Thank you, Chef Steve. Or as you go by on Instagram, Mexibeastbbq. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to have you on the show. And you know what? You are coming back, okay? Your food is like, what's the word? To die for? Yes, really, really good. All right, so back to where we were. So I have my chickpeas and I have my black beans. What you need to do is rinse them off. Rinse them really good because you don't want all of that juice that's in the can. Rinse them off good. I didn't use the whole can. I used maybe a half a can of each, as you can see. Now I'm going to start adding my ingredients so I could make this. The first thing I want to do is with a fork, I want to mash. We're going to use the potato masher, but I'm going to start with the fork and I'm going to mash these. And you see, it's quite easy. And I like using the chickpea because it's giving it a little color, opposed to just having the black beans. I saw this recipe actually on the kitchen. Sunny Anderson, she did this. I added a couple of things to it, and I said, you know what? I think my friends is going to enjoy this. Yes, Sunny Anderson. It's really good, and I watch the kitchen all the time, and I'm sure all of you do too, so you might have seen this. You might have seen Sunny do this. Okay, so I did that with the fork. Next, I'm going to add, and is this getting too hot? A little salt. Remember, as I always say, watch your salt intake. Whoop, see, too much. It'll be okay. And some pepper. Yeah. Okay, what do we want now? Oh. Now here is the onion, green pepper, shallot, jalapeno pepper that I sauteed in the other segment. Okay. That's gonna go with it. Now, this is the dry oatmeal, okay? I'm not gonna use all of this, I'm just a little. This is gonna help bind it. In addition to the egg. Da 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 da. Oh boy, I just love a cookie. Okay, gonna add the egg. Let's put this on the side. Leave this here. Let me use the fork. Mix this up. Now, if you are vegan, just leave out the egg. It'll be fine without it. Now I want to add some breadcrumbs. This is regular breadcrumbs. This is not the panko. This is going to help bind these burgers. See? And it's going to, ooh. This is good. This is good. You're going to love it. Okay, let me just do this now. Oh yeah. You see? All right. Get it all in there. Now, like I said, you want to leave some of the chunks from the beans and the chickpeas. Oh boy. This is gonna, and then all you're gonna do is shake your hand. You're gonna make some patties with this. A little smoked paprika. Just a little. Just a little. Let me do it like, oh yeah, this is gonna bind really good. Now, if you want, and you can, if I had a little bit more time, what you do, after you make the patties, you can put them on a cookie sheet and stick it in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes. That will firm it up a little bit, okay? Ooh, this is looking good. Oh, this is nice and hot. Okay, so after this break, we will start making what? The patties. Be right back. As cool temperatures are upon us, the first thing I think of is soup season and one-pot meal. R.L. Schreiber products are the perfect way to start your home-style recipes this season. With such a wide selection of concentrated stocks, chili peppers, and flavor-based products, let R.L. Schreiber be the beginning of your end result. I'm back. Got my gloves on. I'm ready to make some patties. That's right. These I love. I really love these. I didn't make them too spicy. Sometimes I do. It just depends. I put the jalapeno in, but sometimes I add some pepper flakes to it also. That will give it just a little bit more kick. So in the meantime, everything is mixed together. It's been sitting here for a few minutes. So now I'm going to start making my patties. So what I do, get it like this, you see? Now, I tried making these, scooping them up with an ice cream scooper, and they didn't hold together. But doing it this way, it did, because the ice cream scoop, you know, is curved when sometimes when you take out, there's some air inside of it. So this is a better way. Okay, let's see. Oop, I gotta turn this up. Oh yeah, I hear it starting. Let's get another one. See how simple this is? Yeah. I remember I had that turned up before. It was so high that it was starting to smoke, and then the smoke alarm will go, oh yeah, it's starting now. Then the smoke alarm will go off, and then I'll be saying, oh, hold on, I'll be right back. You know, those things happen, you know. This is all live. Oh yeah, we got our second, oh, look at that. And you see how they hold together? You see that? Perfect. I think I have enough for two small ones. There we go. Yeah, this is it. And here is our last one. So wasn't this fun? Wasn't it easy? Very easy. Now what you can do in this original recipe, you can get some corn and you can add to it. Now, if you're gonna add the corn, let me see. Oh yeah, go ahead. Move over. Give us some room. Give us some room. Oh yeah, those are perfect. Now, I'm gonna take these off. If you're going to add corn, what I suggest is that you get corn on the cob. If you have a way that you can put it on a cookie sheet and take it and put it in your oven and put it underneath the grill and let it just start. Let the sugar start coming out of the corn. That would even be better. And then take that and just take the corn, knife it right off the cob. And then you can add it to your burgers. You're gonna add them to the burgers. How could I say? I would say one cob will do, depending on how much you use. I use just about a half a can. I would say one, and then you're gonna see the color of the corn. Whereas here, you see the color of the chickpeas, and it is really, really good. You're going to enjoy it. Now, when I come back, I am going to make these burgers or put them on the bun with the lettuce and all that kind of stuff and go to town, all right? So, I will see you in a minute. Thank you, Marla. Thank you very much. I'm gonna let these cook, and when I come back, we're gonna put everything together. All right, see you in a minute. I'm back. Time for us to put our burgers together so you can throw down. Okay, so as you can see, the burgers are done. What I tried to do, you don't have to cook anything because I sauteed, you know, the onions and et cetera, et cetera. You just wanted to get a little brown and have a little crispness to it. The same way if you would do, someone would make a beef burger, the outside is nice and crisp, the inside is just perfect. Okay, so we have that. All right, so now the next step is to put this together. I have my buns. I'll do one at a time. I have my buns, so, oh, that's just a piece from the pan, because I put them in the pan for a brief moment just so they can get a little crisp, you know, try to toast them a little bit. I'll have my sip of wine. Now, I have some lettuce here. I have the butter lettuce, which is nice. It's very rich. It's soft. It's you know, unless you want to use the iceberg lettuce, it has a little crispness to it, or you can use that. You can use anything you want. You don't have to have the lettuce, but the lettuce is there. You can add tomato if you like also. Okay, we have salsa, and the salsa already has a tomato in it, and we have some guacamole, and we have some cheese to go with it also. All right, so I have my bottom piece. Now, for some of you, you might want a little mayo or mayonnaise. So on this one, I'll just take a little and spread it on the bottom, just like that. Next, I'm going to take some of this butter lettuce. I just love this lettuce. Oh, it's such a different taste to it, but it's really, really good. Let's get that off. Put this here. Okay, that looks good. Next, we're gonna take our black bean and chickpea burger and start the stacking. So we're gonna put this right on top. Look at that. And it fits the bun perfect. Unlike beef or turkey burgers, it doesn't shrink as much. Maybe just a tiny bit, but no. Okay, so after we have that, what do I want? Cheese. I have some guacamole. That's gonna be, it's gonna be to die for. I'm gonna put some cheese on it. One here, one here. Okay, that looks good. All right, next I'm going to put some salsa. Yes, good old salsa on top. No, I'm not gonna put this yet. I'm gonna put the guacamole next. Just gonna put a pinch like that. That will work. Now, I'm gonna take the salsa. Salsa, dun, 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 dun. No, that kind. I can dance a little bit. And let me put a little bit at a time, just like so. Look at that. Oh, and the juices from it is just running down. Put this on the side. And look at this. Nice, simple burger. Bean burger, I should say. Bean and chickpea burger. You can stack it up any way that you like. There's no law to it, how you want to do this, okay? So here we are. Let me get the top piece. Look at that, look at that. I'm just gonna take this and put it right on top. And there we go. We have one burger. I have enough for another. Is this the bottom? Yeah, because sometimes I forget which is the bottom and which is the top. And then when I put the top piece on, I say, oh, that's the bottom. And then you got to turn it over. The life of a chef. Okay, this one I'm gonna put a little mayonnaise. Yeah, double checking. Here we go. All right. This one, we have two big burgers. I think I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this one. I like to look at this. Perfect. Okay. I have 2 more pieces of cheese. Now for vegan lovers, I didn't forget you. There are a variety of cheeses, vegan cheeses that you can use. And like I mentioned before, when I was making the burger, you can leave out the egg. Being that you have the breadcrumbs in there, that's gonna help pull it and hold it together. And you see, it held very, very well, okay? So I have this. You know what? I forgot something. Y'all probably look at me and say, Rene, you forgot the butter lettuce. I truly did, so here we go. Good. Now, I'm going to take guacamole and I'll put this on top. Oh yeah. Then I'm gonna take the salsa. Okay, I know. Oop. I've had it. Oh yeah. That looks good. Look at this. If I can clean up this mess. Let me take this. And take this and wipe this off. Oh yeah. Okay, here's this one. I'm gonna take the top. I'm gonna put this on top. And look at this. Really, really, really 2 burgers. 2 bean and chickpea. Let me cut it in half so I can taste it. You would want to be here. Okay. Let's cut this in half. Let's move this one, turn this around so you can look at that. Look at that. Really good. Let's see. I'll be the judge. Let's see. Oh, that is good. This is the perfect little wine. I'm just trying to keep the flavor in my mouth because it's so good. This is the perfect bean and chickpea burger in the world. This is the best, as the boy would say. Once again, look at that. Really good. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna throw down with some wine, and that'll be it for the rest of the evening. And I really thank everybody for coming back and watching the show. Once again, I want to thank Chef Steve. He's on Instagram under the name, what is it? Mexibeastbbq. Yes, Mexibeastbbq. That's how you can find him on Instagram. And on the next episode, I will be inviting another guest. Until then, thanks for coming and continue to stay safe. Bye-bye.
Come to Hudson County Community College
for courses that transfer to four-year schools
and provide credentials for in-demand careers.
They're the newest technologies and facilities anywhere.
And caring professors and staff to help me succeed.
A great education and full campus life.
All for a fraction of the cost of most four-year schools.
Hudson County Community College.
Close to home.
Affordable.
High quality.
Life-changing.
Register now.
As cool temperatures are upon us, the first thing I think of is soup season and one-pot meal. R.L. Schreiber products are the perfect way to start your home-style recipes this season. With such a wide selection of concentrated stocks, chili peppers, and flavor-based products, let R.L. Schreiber be the beginning of your end result.